I remember after a couple of days, we moved in off the hole in the sand that we had. We moved down into a German dugout. That was where we sort of quite deep in the ground. It was very well constructed, and instead of sleeping out in the open in a slit trench, we moved into this German dugout and slept in there for a couple of nights.
How strange was it to be on their territory?
Well, it was very, because it had this smell. The Germans had this smell about them, their uniform and that sort of thing. And of course, this dugout that they'd evacuated in a hurry still had their food on the table and that sort of thing. It was very strange. They'd left all their food, and obviously when the alarm started, they'd all skylarked up back to their positions that they were supposed to be in. They were gun crew. But it was until we were there, as I say, for a couple of nights, and then I was moved into the headquarters crew, and we moved into this lovely old farmhouse up in Vers-sur-Mer. And that's where I stayed there for the rest of the time we were in Normandy. A couple of days later, once we got dug in, I went off with some blokes looking for souvenirs, and we found a German dugout, and I picked up this bayonet and German bayonet and belt, which I kept as a souvenir. And up until until quite recently, it's gone back now to, as you know, to Vers-sur-Mer in the museum there.
Wasn't it quite dangerous to be out?
Yeah, we were told not to touch anything, because the Germans booby-trapped a lot of things. And I particularly wanted to get a hold of a pair of German Zeiss binoculars. And we came across one dugout where there was actually a machine gun tipped on its side and a pair of binoculars lying down beside it. And I wouldn't go in and pick them up, but I had a lad with me who was a bit stupid really, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to have those binoculars." And he walked in, picked them up, nothing happened, and walked out with them. But of course they could have been booby-trapped, and he could have been blown up, but he wasn't. But we were also told that some of the derelict houses don't use the toilets and pull the chains, because the Germans had booby-trapped those. A lot of these younger German women, the French women had got quite friendly with the Germans. And in point of fact, some of them even married the Germans. And they didn't really go a bundle on our lot coming over and killing off their husbands. And I must say that the Germans, from what I heard from odd people we spoke to, were very well behaved, because it was all part of their policy to try and win over the French. They certainly weren't arrogant so-and-sos, like one was led to believe. The ordinary German soldier was a very well-behaved bloke, no question about that. I know one lady in the village telling me that when she was up, because they had a well in the middle of the village where they used to go and get their water pump, she said if a German soldier came along, he would often carry my bucket for me back to my house. She said, but an English soldier wouldn't do that. They were more arrogant than the Germans.